Hi, Windsor. I just thought that I would get in touch with you through a video. I was reading some of the letters that a guy that was a pastor in Scotland wrote to his church when he was sick. His name was Robert Murray McShane, and here's the book. So there was a time when he was sick and he had to be in Edinburgh, and his church in Dundee was without him. And so he wrote to them. And one of the letters he titled it was a third pastoral letter. He called it How God Works by Providences. And what he means by that is the things that happen that we don't understand, but that God is doing. And in the letter, he quotes a passage from Job, and it is Job 23, verses 8 through 10. He says, "Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, where he does work, but I cannot behold him. He hides himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knows the way that I take. And when he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold." And so McShane wanted to speak to his people and remind them, even though they were apart, about how God works in these strange times. So he points out from this passage how these things happen, like they happened to Job, and they didn't understand why they were happening. But McShane's desire was that the church that he was pastoring could be encouraged with the unsearchable riches of Christ. And so he points out a couple things here. Here's one quote that I want you to hear. He writes, "He that loves you with an infinite, unchangeable love is leading you by his Spirit and providence. He knows every stone, every thorn in your path. Jesus knows your way. Jesus is afflicted in all your afflictions." And so the first thing he points out is from the book of Job, he knows the way that I take. So some of us at this time, we're feeling stressed, or we're anxious, or we're even feeling depressed because we just can't be around other people and we're isolated, and it's just a very strange time. So that's the one thing that he points out. Secondly, he says that he knows this, that when he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold. The point here is that God is working in us in ways that we don't understand as his children, as believers. And so that when these things happen that we don't understand, and we have to go through these strange things, whether you see it as a very hard thing or not, it's certainly a strange thing that we didn't choose and we didn't put ourselves in this position, but we can trust that God is working, and what he's doing is preparing us to come forth as gold. And that means that he's burning away the dross. So if things come up in us where we feel this anxiety or this discouragement, depression, anger, these are things that we can bring before him in prayer. We can ask our friends to be praying for us. And we can really be refined by God's word and by his providence, meaning this situation that we didn't bring upon ourselves, but it has come upon us, and know that he is making us more like Christ, that we will be brought forth like gold as vessels that are useful for him for holy things. And so I hope that encourages you. And where you are, I want you to remember these things, and to stay in God's word, and to keep praying for us. I'll be talking with Don and with Bruce probably sometime tomorrow, and we'll try to figure out what we can do for a prayer meeting, or at least something that will get us praying as a church. So I love you all, and hope to see you soon. Bye.